Hey guys, what's up? This is Ed here, and so I wanted to talk about the Warriors' last 5 games, and so they went 4-1. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now. They're gonna play Boston in the next game, and they've showed a lot of improvement. Let's start with the Wizards game, right? They lost that game because of a very, very unfortunate play, right? And I think we all know what that is, and that is when Bradley Beal hits a three and Wiggins fouls him. And here's what I think should have happened. Wiseman, who played really well that game, should have subbed in for Bazemore when Steph was taking the free throws to give them a 3-point lead. Then what would have happened was I think they would have made the defensive adjustments there, but Wiseman would be guarding Lopez, and then he would go for the rebound, right? When Russell Westbrook misses the three, and Wiseman would have fouled Lopez, he would have gotten the rebound, but he would have made sure, like he would essentially not let Bradley Beal shoot that three because either someone was gonna get fouled or he was gonna get that rebound. Or he was gonna knock it away or something. Do something clumsy that would actually win the game for them. Now against Actually, before I talk about the Rockets game, let's talk about the individual contributions for everyone. Steph had 36, I think. Yeah, he kind of shot inefficiently, but at this point, we'll take anything. I think Oubre had a great game. He even dunked on Robin Lopez, and I think he injured his wrist because of that. But on the Wizard side of things, let's talk about Westbrook right here. I know that he doesn't have a good looking resume in terms of his career. Like a good looking resume would have a few championships right here and there, but he does not have that. But let's appreciate what he does, right? He got a triple double, 19 points, 14 rebounds, 14 assists. Like I think people should emulate the way, like the energy and the style that he plays. Sure, he makes a lot of boneheaded errors at times and shoots an ill-advised three, but I think he is going to be a Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer. Now, to Andrew Wiggins' credit, he actually kind of held Bradley Beal below his scoring averages, right? And he made life tough for him, except for that final play. But he played really hard. Now, as for Bradley Beal, I think at some point, crunch time scorers come through, and he did that. And I was actually very scared that he was going to do that because of the fact that the Warriors were playing with the fire, and they were never able and they were never able to take advantage of the miscues that the Wizards made, right? I think there were like three blown layups in the second quarter. Really nice passes by Westbrook, but they were so good that I think they put a lot of pressure on the people that he passed to, like, to actually make the layup, and they missed it. But the Warriors were lackadaisical in their own way, right? And then they foul a lot, and it's just frustrating to see them foul so much. You're not gonna actually block a 3-point shooter. Why are you going to lunge towards them and foul them in the act? Now Wiseman had a really good game, right? And to be honest, he was kind of carrying us in the carrying would be a stretch, but he made some huge shots in the fourth quarter, in the early part of the fourth quarter when the bench guys gave us the lead, and he made a lot of huge shots right there. I think he was the highest plus minus for all of the starting for every single player on the Warriors. He was the highest plus minus. He had a plus 12, and he did great out there. Now, as for Oubre, right, he had 20. I talked about that, but no one on the bench except for maybe Damian Lee showed up. Right, he had 10, but then he choked at the end because he thought that Denny Avdia was going to be a shot blocker, and somehow blocked that shot that he was about to take. But hey, we'll move on from there. Now against the Rockets, right? Um, I was very impressed to see what happened out there. I think Steph went nuclear in the third quarter, right? He had 23 or something. Yeah, he went nuclear. And Wiggins did great in the first half, was a little quiet in the second half, but we'll take that. Um, Draymond 0 for 3, right? I don't think we needed that big of a contribution from him. Now, the sad part was James Wiseman, right? So what happened was, I think he got a steal or something, and he was about to take the ball up, but he mishandled it, and then he found Jordan Poole, and then they ran a pick and roll, and Wiseman was about to go for a dunk. Kenyon Martin Jr. blocked that, and the way that Wiseman landed gave me 2019 Finals flashback because of the way that Clay landed when he was about to dunk the ball on Danny Green. And at first it was really good to see Wiseman walk it off or like walk to the tunnel on his own. But then the unfortunate news shows up the next day, and it kind of breaks my heart because I think he was starting to get into his stride a little bit, right? He had that good game against the Wizards, and maybe he was gonna get on his stride. He was never ever going to be part of the Rookie of the Year conversation, right? But it was fun to see him play at times, and at times, it's part of the growing process. Luckily, he's only 20 years old, right? He's got a whole lot of career left in him. That is, if he is not injury prone, right? I think he has to take care of himself. Now, off the bench, you got Jordan Poole scoring 21. You got Michael Mulder getting 10. Toscano Anderson, which was his birthday, so happy birthday to him. He had 8 points. And Looney got like 6 boards and 3 assists, right? I don't know why they don't do that every single day. We're not asking them to score 20 points, but we need them to show up such that, maybe we can win a few more games right here and there. Now we got to see GP2 right here. Gary Payton II, Glove Jr., and he only played like the final 10 seconds, but I liked what I saw in terms of defensively, right? He closed out the right way, and that is fine right there. Now against the Nuggets. Now Steph made history, passing Wilt Chamberlain for most points in Warriors franchise history, and he had 53, by the way. And this guy just went off. Like it was fun to see that, and we needed every single bit of that to really help win the game. Now in the third quarter, right, the Warriors just clicked. I don't know what exactly happened, but they just clicked. Right, everyone started hitting their threes. We started defensively communicating. Yeah, we left a few shooters open here and there, but that's gonna happen. No Wiseman, right? So now we're gonna have to depend on that zone, and sometimes that zone is going to break. And also, it's not gonna be easy guarding Jokic, and it wasn't for them. He had 27 points and 12 rebounds and 8 assists. Now, sad news for the Nuggets fans is Jamal Murray is going to be out for a season. Does it really affect their playoff chances? I think so. Because, yes, Jokic might be getting those MVP votes, but I think Jamal Murray is one of the reasons why they first of all made it into the Western Conference Finals, right? And he was exciting to see. Right? I don't watch a lot of Nuggets games, right? I don't watch any of their games. But to see him put up crazy stat lines like 50 points, right? That was so cool to see. And he was about to become an all-star. Not this year, but probably next year. But now, some of his, athleticism / speed, I think will be taken away from him, unfortunately. Now, we got to see JaVale McGee right here. And he played 11 minutes, didn't do anything at all. Now, Facundo Campazzo, he had a pretty decent game. He's kind of like JJ Barea, right? 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, and he had the defensive assignment of guarding Curry. To his credit, he was actually, playing physical with Curry. Curry just, hit some tough shots. And Steph was actually getting his foul calls tonight, which he rarely doesn't. And I think he'll put up stat lines like 40 points or 30 points or 35 points if he gets fouled like that. if he gets the foul calls rather. And Monte Morris came off the bench, had 10 points. Yeah, and on the Warriors, Draymond decided to show up like in the scoring self right here. He had a season high at 18. Now Bazemore, he had 14, right? And he was much needed. I don't know what like there are some times where I just really hate him, and there are some times where I really like him. Right? I really hate him for the stupid fouls that he commits, and it's like the most like dumb fouls that he commits right here. And I'm gonna bring up the Cleveland game today because he picked up 3 fouls in the first half, and it seems like he's always gonna go 100 miles an hour. Right? I think I talked about this before. He doesn't have a change of like he cannot change his speed at all. He cannot go from fast to slow. He's always gonna crash into someone. He's always gonna foul a 3 point shooter. That gets me so irritated at times. You cannot you would see like me punching like something right here, like the table or something, because some of the fouls that he does are irritating. Now he hit huge shots right here, so that's gonna probably make up for that, right? He had 14 points, great game, like a good game from him. Not great, but good. And now Wiggins 17 points, and this is steady Wiggins right here, right? He's not gonna average 25 points now. He's gonna do his thing. He's gonna score 17 points, guard the best wing player on the other team. That's his job. Now off the bench, it felt like everyone was hitting huge shots in the third and fourth quarter. Damian Lee had 8. Now I don't think Looney had a single bucket, but he had 4 huge offensive rebounds, and he had 11 total rebounds and 3 assists, and he just played huge, right? It wasn't necessarily pretty, but he was there when the Warriors needed him the most. Now, Jordan Poole, only 4 points. It's kind of been an up and down season for him. JTA, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. I don't know, man. Like it's tough to see this bench sometimes. It's exciting to see their energy, but at times I wish they can contribute a little bit more, because there are times where like this one of the players scores 20, right? But then the next day the player all of the bench players combine to score like single digits or something, and it's just kind of frustrating. Now against the Thunder, no SGA, right? No Luke Dort, no like they were missing a lot of players. They were missing that Pokushevsky guy or whatever his name is. I'm sorry if I mispronounce his name. And to the Thunder's credit, they were shooting it not bad from the field. It's just that the Warriors outshot them, like in the first half, and then in the second half, I think you know the Thunder were lazy on the defensive side. Now Moses Brown, I have never heard of this dude. Right? I think he was playing for Portland or something, but uh, I think he's growing in terms of he's getting better and better. He's getting more opportunity to play, and that's cool for him. Now Svi Mikhailuk, he had 14, right? He was aggressive early, but then I don't know what happened in the second half. Darius Baisley, he was getting his shots. Like he had 18 shot attempts. He had 22 points, 8 rebounds. Now on the Warriors side, that Curry guy had 42 on 11 threes. Draymond had a triple double, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 16 assists. And Bazemore played good, 15 points. Wiggins had a quiet 16. But Looney, in the first half, had all of his 9 points. And I don't know why the Warriors didn't run more plays for him. But um, everything's good when you get a win. Now, Toscano Anderson, I really loved his energy this game. Right, he was not backing down at anything. Like this game and the last game against the Nuggets, right? He was not backing down. He was willing to fight for his team. Um, he was willing to get into fights with everyone else, and that was the Toscano Anderson that I think the Warriors need. The dogginess in him to really compete and do everything that he can. Now, Jordan Poole, he had a good first half, but I think in the fourth quarter he started taking a lot of shots and he kind of cooled down. Now, Glove the second, right? Gary Payton the second, 10 points, 4 steals, 9 minutes. I know we're not going to get this type of contribution from him like this, but we'll take it. If he gives it to us, we'll take it. Now, I heard that he's 18% from three in the G League or something, but hey, you knock one down tonight, we'll take it. Now, on this game against the Cavaliers, it was like a tough first quarter for the Warriors. Their threes were not falling down, but then in the second quarter, the bench unit really helped us. This is the first time I'm saying this in the sense that they really extended the lead. And I think it was almost like 18 or something. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, Toscano Anderson had a career high, 20? His first 20 piece in his NBA career. And he looked ultra aggressive in the first quarter. I think he had a three, he had 2-and-1s. And he really just was looking for his own shot right here. And I gotta say, Damian Lee was playing pretty well. Jordan Poole, efficiency wise, I don't think he was good enough, but he contributed a lot. I think he had one of the highest plus minuses for all the Warriors. It was actually the starters who did not do so well, right? Whenever I think the Warriors had 18-point lead, but when the starters came, right, that lead whittled down to like 13 or 12 or something. And Steph was struggling in the first half to really hit a three. He was driving to the rim, but he was just not hitting his threes. In the second half, really everything happened for both teams, actually. In the third quarter, the Cavs kept on fighting, but the Warriors, thanks to Steph's 2 threes, were able to get a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, the Warriors kind of just pulled away in the last few minutes because Steph decided to be killer again. Be a killer again and, hit 2 more threes. By the way, 9 straight games with 30 or more points. That's amazing by him, and we needed every single bit of it. Bazemore, tonight, 3 fouls in the first half. And I was talking about this again earlier, and I don't know why he does it, right? He's not, he runs into players because he cannot control his speed. That is fine. But when he contests like a 3-point shot, he really tries to go for a block when you don't need to. And that is one thing that always irritates me. Now, fouling wise, there was a lot of fouling in that third quarter, but we were able to stabilize them in the fourth quarter and win the game. But I was really impressed with how they were not fouling in these last few games as much, and their rebounding was actually pretty good tonight. They actually out-rebounded the Cavs in everything right here. Now, Colin Sexton, he had a good game, but in the fourth quarter, he missed 3 crucial free throws that kind of stemmed their comeback. Not stemmed, but, stopped their comeback from happening. And Darius Garland was aggressive, but 7 of 20, 2 of 7 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Not exactly good. Now, Mr. Curry defender, right, Matthew Dellavedova, decides to come on. And, it's good to see an old buddy, but, it wasn't. This is like a watered down version of Matthew Dellavedova. He was not locking Curry up or anything. He was not locking anyone up, right? He's kind of an irritant, yes, but he's not he was not good tonight. Nor is he ever good this season, right? I don't know. I haven't been watching any Cavs basketball. Jared Allen, I think he could have helped Brooklyn with their title chances, but he's been doing decently well. 17 points, 14 rebounds. Kevin Love, 5 points for him. Yeah, not exactly a good game from him. And Isaac Okoro, 6 points. I don't know, man. I think the Cavs might be able to make the play-in tournament, but it's going to be a tough road for them. Now, speaking of the play-in tournament, I like it because of the fact that it's able to generate a lot of views, right? And hear me out right here. What I'm trying to say is last year, right, in the bubble, why I think they did that play-in game was that they were going to lose a lot of viewership, right? Not a lot of people were going to watch the bubble games, and if it hadn't been for that Portland Memphis game for the play-in tournament, they it would have been even worse, right? I think that was kind of a lifesaver for them at some point. And it was a cool game, right? It was down to the wire, everything that you could ask for. Now, as an NBA player, like Luka Doncic, right? The Mavericks are in the seventh seed, and I could understand why he doesn't like it. It's because what happens if they catch a cold streak and they decide to lose 2 games in a row, or not decide, but they lose 2 games in a row? Then they're out of the playoffs, or they're battling for the 8th seed. They don't want that. I understand their perspective, but I understand what the league is trying to do. Right? They're trying to generate a lot of viewership in which they have lost last season. So as of right now, the Warriors are 9th seed, and they're 28-28. Right? It's been a wild road, but to see them string 4 consecutive wins is great. Now, yeah, that's a the playing tournament for the East. I don't know if anyone's gonna really. I don't know if a lot of people are gonna watch it. I know some people are, but who knows? Maybe like say the Bulls will make it. The Knicks. I think those are my predictions. Maybe the Cavs. Maybe I don't know. Let me look at the standings right here. And let me tell you. I think maybe the Toronto Raptors, maybe Washington, and on the west side of things, maybe the Pelicans might be able to sneak into that 10th spot. Maybe the Thunder. I think this is. I think if the Warriors are going to make the 6th seed, I think Steph will enter the MVP conversation. He won't necessarily get the MVP, but he will enter. He will enter it. I don't think he's in the MVP conversation simply because of the team's record. Now, no Oubre right here. So to string 4 straight games without Oubre is impressive, and because Oubre provides a lot of wing defense right here, right? He has his length and his span right here. So he sometimes is an irritant. Now offensively, it's hit or miss for him, right? And so I think he's gonna try to figure out the offense a little bit more. Do I think he's gonna resign next year? No, but I really hope he does because he would provide a lot of good stuff for the Warriors, right? I know this was a tumultuous season for him. I know that, but we don't know what type of Klay Thompson we're gonna get back. So if we have Oubre, right, for the defensive purposes and for some offense, then we would be able to make up for what Klay is lacking. I think this could be the starting lineup right here next season. So Steph, Klay, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, and Draymond, and Wiseman will come off the bench. If Oubre is going to stay with the Warriors, that is. If Oubre is not, then slide Wiggins slide Draymond to the power forward and slide Wiseman to the starting lineup. And that's it for today. All right. If you like this video, go ahead and like it, share it with others, subscribe to my channel, comment down your views about this. And until then, I'll see you next time.